Hi everyone, and welcome to your daily tarot reading for Sunday, the 16th of December 2018. Thank you for joining me. Before I get started with the reading, I have a new website. I'm so excited. It's gregoryscott.com, and the amazing Erin has worked her magic again, and I have a beautiful new website which is a real improvement on the old one. So check out the website. It's gregoryscott.com. It's new and improved, and it's really looking good. And I'm super excited about it. And I'm really proud of it as well. So a big thank you to Erin. And I'm going to start your reading now. So this is a Shadowscapes deck. What I'm going to do is choose 3 cards, and that will give you an insight into what the day's energy is about and what you'll be working with. So let's have a look. If you're reading cards yourself, there's no right or wrong way to shuffle. And also, the amount of times I shuffle, I just listen. And today I'm being told just keep shuffling a little bit to get the right cards. So bear with me. Okay, there we go. So we have the 4 of Pentacles, the Fool, and the 6 of Cups. Lovely. Okay. So, the 4 of Pentacles is about being a miser. It's about holding on to things. You can see this dragon protecting the pentacles, his wealth. And, you know, like in the Tolkien stories, the dragons always have huge wealth, and they always kind of guard these amazing treasures. Pentacles represents money. It represents your daily routine, your career. It represents success or your perception of success, financial prosperity and abundance, and your physical health. So when you've got something in life, there's a tendency to want to protect that, right? So you've worked very hard for the amount of money that you have, and you would want to put it in a savings account and make sure it's protected and safe. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But when you overstep the mark and become the 4 of Pentacles, where the money and the success that you've created becomes your primary priority, you become inactive, and instead of using your energy to create new wealth or to improve your physical health even more, you now put all of your energy into guarding what you've created. And often that is also fear-based. It's like, oh, I've done all of this great stuff. I'm now worried that someone's going to take it away from me and steal it from me, and I have to do everything to make sure it remains mine. So all of his power and energy is no longer used to actually create this wealth. It's used to protect it, whereas this dragon can fly. And also, the dragon has forgotten that it was the one that created the wealth in the first place. So even if it were to be lost, it's able to create this wealth, this prosperity. And the same thing applies to you. Rather than guarding what you have and sitting on it and being fearful, that's the worst kind of wealth to have. You know, when you have a lot of money and you sit there and you're afraid that you're going to lose everything, that's like mental poverty in a way, because you can't even enjoy the riches that you have. Also, if you've got good health and you're a hypochondriac and you're like, oh my, I woke up this morning and my arm hurt, so immediately I must have a tumor somewhere. That's another type of poverty, because instead of enjoying the physical health you've got, you hang on to it and kind of squeeze the life out of it and are totally afraid that it's not going to last. So this kind of thing, when you become overly obsessive about anything, the energy kind of runs away from you. So this dragon guarding these pentacles, if anything, invites brave men to slay the dragon and to get the fortune. If the dragons are flying around making money and crisping soldiers along the way, then that wouldn't be an issue. But it's the obsessiveness that then draws negativity to you in a way. So on the branch, we've got this little chameleon type of fly. So remember, maybe it's a tiny little baby dragon. Remember that you can fly off and recreate things. You don't need to guard anything. You don't need to hang on to anything. Now, we've got the opposite of this card in the Fool, because the Fool has no idea of what she's doing at all, and she's just traipsing around and floating around, and she's going to dive off, no plans, but lucky for her, the birds really care about her, and they've put some strings around her, and before she goes plunging to her death, they're going to save her and allow her to fly. So this is the other extreme. And it's interesting because in the last couple of days' readings, we've had that extreme notion go on. It's either one way or the other. So it's a time where we feel fundamentally conflicted. Do I go left or do I go right? And I feel that this week, the answer is finding that middle ground and not being extreme and trying to find the balance in everything. So here we've got the miser who doesn't spend a penny and who says, my fortune, and I'm just, going to watch every penny. And here we have the Fool. She's absolutely gorgeous. This deck is so beautiful, isn't it? And she's standing there and she's in this white cloak. White is innocence. She has no idea of what the world is really all about because she's this ethereal creature who's just manifested out of the ethers. And she's dressed in white and yellow, which means she's totally innocent. She's pure. She hasn't had the hard knocks of life yet. She hasn't experienced falling off a cliff and how much that will hurt. But the good news is that grace is involved. And we all have this. You've got the law of attraction. You can manifest wonderful things. But if life was fair, a lot of us would be in a lot worse situation. Like, for instance, if life was fair, my health would be totally ruined because of the way I treated my body in my 20s. But there is such a thing called grace, which the universe, it protects you and it helps you despite this cause and effect law that we have here on planet Earth. And, the question is, why doesn't the universe or God intervene in all of these things? It does. And it's called grace. And it's very beautifully depicted here in this card. She's gonna jump. The fox is thinking, fox being very clever and wise, thinking, what's she doing? It's not gonna end well. He's just looking at her. And she's gonna go flying, but it's beautiful because with grace, she's gonna fly around a couple of times, look at what's going on, and then she's gonna land again and be like, great. I know what the risks are now. I've learned something. So the Fool is moving forward without having any idea of what you're doing. So it's the total opposite of this, which is very practical and skilled and planned. And this is how I've made money and now I'm keeping it. Finally, we've got the Six of Cups. And the Six of Cups is having a soulmate connection. It's in this deck, it's a little girl kind of playing with her dollies there and playing tea party. And then we've got the elementals and the fairies watching her. The fish are attracted to her because she's just so, again, innocent and passionate about, I trust and I love and I have a wonderful connection with myself and the elementals and the universe. And that's my soulmate connection in a sense that I'm connected to the universe. And that gives her this wonderful charisma and energy and light, which attracts other people to her because she's complete in herself. She doesn't need anyone. She lives in the forest. She's got a couple of dolls. She believes in her connection with the elementals and the universe. So she's fulfilled. She's happy. And when you're happy and fulfilled and you don't need anything else, then the universe throws lots of extra stuff at you. So the fish come to her naturally, whereas someone who's really hungry and needs a fish to eat, they will never catch one. They have to use a fishing rod and bait to try and trick them. And in her case, they come to her because she's already got everything she wants. So she is not a risk. So the Six of Cups is about balance, or again, overcoming this cause and effect action of the universe by having a connection with yourself, by getting in touch with your own feelings, and really asking yourself, is this feel good? Am I being true to myself? Am I being true to my conscience? Am I being true to my higher power? And if the answer is yes, then you have that middle space between these two cards, which you need to occupy today. So you're not overly miserly and saying, I'm not going to get anyone any Christmas presents because life is hard and I'm going to give them oranges and they should be happy and satisfied with that. It really is a spiritual holiday after all, and I'm not going to buy anything. And that's my excuse. The other extreme is, oh, I just love everybody, so I'm just going to show them how much I love them by taking this dive financially. And I'm just going to shower everyone with presents and gifts that I can't afford. And, oh well, maxed out credit cards. I'm sure the birds will save me and pay that credit card off. No, they won't. In practical terms, you might get, through grace, you might get an idea of how you can then get yourself out of that situation. But the actual foolish action that you take initially does have consequences. So the simple answer today is really just listen to what your conscience says. Is it right? Does it feel loving? Does it feel good? And if the answer is yes, then go for it. You're not going to be overly hanging on to things and clawing to things, nor are you going to be overly excited by something. It's like, oh, that's the best thing I've ever heard of, or that's the best present I've ever seen. Buy. You know, rush into things, fools rushing in. So you're not going to rush into anything today by really taking 5 or 10 minutes in the morning just to close your eyes and say, okay, let's get anchored in our own feelings. Let's take a breath and let's go into the day really feeling connected to ourselves. And then you're able to progress and do great things that you enjoy. And you're also able to enjoy yourself without breaking the bank or without becoming obsessive or miserly in your actions so that you can't enjoy yourself. 6 is also an opportunity to grow. So you have an opportunity here on this day to find more balance within yourself that happens today, but also for the future. 4 and 0 is 4. 4 and 6 is 10. 10 reduces to 1 in numerology. And 1 is about taking the initiative, taking action, and doing things independently. So whether you have balance on this day or not is really down to you. And simply whether you take the time and the initiative to connect with your higher self and to check in with yourself. Does that make sense? Is it overly extreme? Am I being fearful and miserly? Because miserliness comes from fear. I'm going to lose everything I've worked so hard for. Am I in fear, or do I have faith? Am I sharing something of myself with others, and does that feel good? And it doesn't mean you have to bungee jump off a cliff for the sake of other people, but you can stay put and enjoy yourself and really have a very positive and enjoyable day without causing yourself problems in either area. So you're going to progress a certain way. You're not going to get stuck in terms of what is and what ought to be. And you're really, that's what I'm trying to articulate very badly. You find freedom from the self by connecting with your higher self, and then you can bypass all of these problems and have a great day where you feel good, you're in good company, and good things come to you because you're attracting that positive energy. So have a wonderful day. If you would like a private reading with me, please visit the new, wonderful, glorious website, gregoryscott.com. Click on the readings tab or the book your readings button on the front page. There's a book your readings button. That'll take you to the readings page. Otherwise, click on the services offered tab, and that'll drop down and it says readings, and the shop is there as well. So just go to the readings tab. You can book your order, or you can order your reading with me there. If you like my videos, please hit the subscribe button, and I'll speak to you tomorrow.